Okay, let's just dive right in. We're going to break down the two absolute pillars of modern influence: social proof and authority bias. We'll get into how they work, why they are more important right now than ever before, and, how you can actually use them like a top-tier strategist.
So first, let's get our fundamentals locked down. We've got social proof. This is basically our brain's little shortcut that says, hey, if everyone else is doing it, it must be the right thing to do. Simple, right? Then you've got authority bias, which is that gut instinct to trust and believe someone just because we see them as an expert. And a lot of what we know about these concepts, well, it was brought into the mainstream by the incredible foundational work of researcher Robert Cialdini.
And here's the game plan for today. We're going to start with the why, the psychology behind all this. Then we'll break down our two big pillars, social proof and authority. After that, we get practical with an implementation matrix, and we'll wrap up by talking about how to master all of this authentically. So let's start at the very beginning, the core psychology. Why are these principles so incredibly powerful? What is it that makes them the engine of trust, especially in the crazy, noisy world we live in today? This quote from Brian Tracy, it just nails it. We really like to think of ourselves as these super rational beings, but we're not. Big decisions, especially when it comes to buying something, they're almost always driven by emotion. Fear of missing out, a desire to belong, you name it. The logic? Well, that's what we used afterwards to make ourselves feel good about the choice we already made with our gut.
And here's the crucial part for right now. We are swimming in a sea of AI-generated, slop. So, authentic proof? That is your single greatest competitive advantage. It's irreplaceable. See, social proof and authority aren't just little tactics. They are the strategic tools you use to give a customer the logical evidence they need to soothe that emotional fear of making a mistake. It's all about managing trust and dialing down the perceived risk.
All right, let's get to our first pillar, social proof. It's time to deconstruct what we often call the wisdom of the crowd.
Now, social proof isn't just one thing. It's not monolithic. It really comes in three main flavors, and each one plays a really distinct and powerful role in building that trust we're talking about.
First up, the big one, reviews and ratings. This is the absolute foundation of trust in the digital world. I mean, think about it. When you're on Amazon, what's the first thing you do? You check the star rating, you scan the reviews. It is literally the first hurdle a product has to clear just to be seen as legitimate in your eyes.
Next, you've got this incredible one-two punch, testimonials and case studies. Case studies are for the logical brain. They've got the hard data, the evidence, the charts. But testimonials tell a story. They come from people like us, and that's how you connect on an emotional level. It's what builds that deep, relatable credibility. And that leads us perfectly into the huge modern shift, user-generated content, or UGC. It's raw, it's real, and for younger audiences, we're talking Gen Z, millennials, it is so much more trusted than some slick, polished ad from a brand. It's pretty simple. They trust other customers way more than they trust the company itself.
Okay, on to our second pillar, authority bias. This is all about tapping into our brain's hardwired respect for expertise and credibility. It's the expert signal.
And just like social proof, authority isn't just one thing. It's communicated through a few different signals that, when you put them together, create these powerful layers of credibility.
Let's start with a big one, EEAT. That stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Now, this is way more than just an SEO buzzword. It's actually Google's core framework for rewarding genuine experts and fighting misinformation. It's the standard that both actual human beings and AI search engines use to decide if you're a credible voice. You absolutely have to prove you're a trusted player in your field.
Next up, credentials. You can think of these as visual shortcuts to trust, right? When a potential customer sees an industry award or a security badge like an ISO certification, it instantly signals a high level of quality and safety. It just reduces that friction and the perceived risk of doing business with you.
And finally, something we're seeing more and more of is founder and employee visibility. Why? Because people connect with other people, not with faceless brand logos. When a real expert from inside a company shares what they know, that message is just exponentially more powerful. Your team? They're one of your most valuable marketing assets now.
Okay, so we've torn down the two pillars. Now let's build them back up into a strategic framework that you can actually use to guide what you do next.
Think of this matrix as your personal cheat sheet. It's so useful because it connects a high-level strategy to a specific tactic and, this is the most important part, to the psychological outcome you're trying to achieve. So, you want to reduce risk for new customers? Boom, use crowd validation. Need to accelerate trust and get past skepticism quickly? Get an expert endorsement. It really helps you pick the right tool for the right job every single time. All right, we have the theory, we've got the framework. Now for the really crucial final piece, how to execute all this effectively, and just as important, what not to do.
Here are 4 key steps to get you started. 1. Sequence your messages. Reassure people first, then tell them what makes you different. 2. Highlight the high-value actions people take, like signing up for a webinar. That's a huge signal. 3. Make sure you're cited everywhere, so when AI assistants are looking for answers, they find you. And 4. Leverage those niche micro-influencers for super authentic, targeted trust.
And this is absolutely critical. You have to know the difference between authentic proof and the fake stuff that will just kill your credibility. Authentic proof embraces human imperfections. Manufactured proof is that overpolished AI slop. Authentic proof is built on real stories from real customers. The wrong way is using fake or paid-for reviews. Trust me, customers can sniff out inauthenticity a mile away.
Let's make this super concrete with an example. Picture a B2B software company. Now, instead of just running ads, they build a real community for their users. Their top executives get on LinkedIn and share raw, useful insights. No filter. What happens? By the time a potential customer is even thinking about buying, they've already seen layers and layers of social proof from the community and authority from the executives. The sale, it's practically already made.
And you know, at the end of the day, everything we've talked about, it isn't really about manipulation or clever marketing tricks. It's about building the one thing that truly matters, as Stephen Covey so brilliantly put it, trust. It really is the glue of life. It's the foundational principle that holds everything, from our personal relationships to the entire global economy together.